Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. This is Ria from TNC and we make videos about immigration, all the latest updates, and today I'm bringing you a new video called Visitor to Work Part 2 because I've made this video before, but I'm going to be adding some more things into this video today. So watch till the end to get the full update on what I'll be talking about. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with your friends so that this news can touch all parts of the world. So lately we received a lot of love and views and comments on our video Visitor to Work Permit. The video just kind of blew up and people wanted more information on it. So thank you so much for the love towards that video. I got a lot of comments, I got a lot of questions, I got a lot of people asking me more information about this topic. And I thought, why not? Because I read everyone's comments, I do look at your comments, and anybody that has a question, I try to answer it, and we will be answering all the questions in our comments throughout our videos in the future. Like we're doing so right now in this video. So the last video I spoke about flag polling, where you have to go to the border and flag poll in order to obtain your work permit and convert your visitor to a work permit. But lately, last month, the end of August, the Immigration Minister of Canada made a new announcement that visitors can now apply for work permits online. So I'll be talking more about this update, and I'll be discussing the pros and the cons of this update and informing you what this means for you. This is definitely beneficial for the people who have phobias of interviews and don't do so well in front of other people. So now your education documents and your experience documents will speak for you. We'll be submitting all the documents online. The officer will be reviewing it. We'll be writing a letter to prove all your experience, and this will show the officer how you meet the requirements of this job offer, versus when you were going to the border, you were doing an actual interview and you were getting questions asked, and some people just don't do well in interviews no matter what. It's just how it is. I mean, I could be like that sometimes. I might not do well in some type of interviews, and some people have that personality. So this is beneficial for those type of people. Now that we can apply the work permit online, this is something that's great for you. Immigration Minister did recognize the fact that employers are facing challenges hiring the workforce back now that the businesses are starting to open back up again. So this is a reason why they've introduced this new policy. They also recognize that visitors within Canada are not able to go back to their home country, and they could probably provide their skills towards the Canadian businesses right now, which do need it at the moment. So the criteria for this is that you need to have a valid job offer within Canada. It has to be an LMI-based job offer, or for some of them it can be an LMI-exempt job offer. There are certain requirements for that. You need to have valid visitor status within Canada on August 24th or before that. And you need to be able to meet all the requirements as per the NOC code. So the requirements are still the same. The job offer that you're getting, you still have to meet the requirements set out in that NOC code. Let's say that it's an office job, so you need to be able to prove you have the education and some type of office work experience from your home country. And we will be providing all the documents with the online application instead of going to the border now. So now that we talk about meeting the experience requirements of the job, how do you prove that? You need to have the job letters from your home country. So let's take the office job as an example again, as an admin assistant. So let's say you're being offered a job as an admin assistant. How would you prove that experience? Well, you need to have some kind of degree, diploma related to the administrative field. And how would you show your experience? So you would look up the NOC code, and admin would be 1221 or 1241. You would look at the requirements for that NOC, and then you would make your experience letter accordingly. So your employer back in your home country, you would let them know, I need an experience letter with the following format. I need to have my title mentioned on there, how long I've been working for, and the job duties, what you did. Not word to word from the NOC code, never do that. always change up the wording, add in your own wording, add in some extra duties, and pretty much that would be sufficient for your job letter. If you've done work for more than one company, then that would be helpful to get letters from a few different companies. Other than that, if you have your IELTS results, that would be really good, but a lot of IELTS centers are closed at the moment. So if you don't have that, you would write an explanation letter as to why you don't have it and how else you could prove your English is good enough for the job offer, because a lot of LMIs, a lot of job offers do require English to be a part of the job. So this is something that they'll have to take into consideration, that due to COVID, a lot of centers are shut down and the person might not have IELTS, but they could maybe provide it at a later date. As this program was just announced a couple of weeks ago, it's still fairly new. There's still some details coming out and they're still releasing new things on the program. But for now, this is all that they've released, is that you need to have a job offer from a Canadian employer, and you need to be, as a visitor in Canada, have legal status in Canada, and you need to be able to meet the requirements of the NOC. So for the English requirements, they haven't really clearly mentioned whether you need it or not. So I would think that if you do have English results, you would submit it. If not, then you write an explanation letter explaining why you don't have it and how else you could prove this, the English requirement. Earlier, you were able to prove it by giving the interview at the border, so they're able to check your English at the same time. But now it's a different set of requirements if you're doing it online. How do we prove this? So most people do have IELTS already done from their home country, so that's great. You can use that if it's still valid. If not, then we write an explanation as to why you don't have it. Now let's come down to the processing times. The processing times earlier, as you know, when we went to the border to get a work permit, it would only take 1 day because they interview you and then they issue the work permit on the spot. But now that we're doing it online, the processing times can take over 3 months, maybe more due to COVID. There is no announcement made yet of the processing times of converting the visitor to a work permit. But hopefully they'll be able to speed it up because, as I said before, the labor market shortages in Canada, employers are in dire need of employees, so they might be able to do a two-step process similar to a study visa, how they were making a pre-approval and then approving it at a later stage. So you might be able to start working earlier and then you get the visa at a later stage when you finish your biometrics and all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't done your biometrics at the moment, Service Canada is closed, so you wouldn't be able to do your biometrics. So they might be able to issue you a pre-approval where you can start working for the employer, and when everything starts to open back up again, you can then get your visa and then get your work permit approved. So now let's go to the questions that I received in my previous video, part 1 of this video. Some of the questions were: flag polling is not easy, what would you recommend for it? Flag polling is definitely not easy, and this is something I've mentioned in my previous video as well. You need to have legal advice before you do it. You need to get a consultant or a lawyer and help you out with this application, and review all your documents, go over the process with you, go over the types of questions that you can be asked. This is not a simple process. You definitely need to hire someone to do it for you. Some companies have their own legal teams. They might be able to help you out with it, and some companies don't want to take the responsibility of it. So they ask you to hire a consultant or a lawyer on your end to help you out with this. Second question that I did get was, it's not easy receiving a job offer. Yes, it's not easy. Of course it's not easy. I never said it's easy in my previous video. I do understand getting a job offer in Canada is one of the hardest steps of this application, and it's not easy because a lot of Canadian employers are hesitant to hire foreign workers. But with that being said, it's not impossible. It's still possible. There are still a lot of companies who are willing to hire foreign workers because they don't want to invest in training the workforce within Canada. If that means they can get trained workers from outside Canada who already know about their field, then that saves them money and time, and that's a plus point for the company. So we've had a lot of companies who've hired employees from outside of Canada just because of their special skill set. So what can you offer that puts you aside from the employees that are trying to get hired within Canada? What's a special skill set that you have worked on? a special certification that you've achieved in your career. Maybe you've learned a new language, maybe you learned French, maybe you've got an upgrade, a certification in your field that would help you obtain a job. So it's not an easy thing to do, getting a job offer in Canada, but you need to find out what you could do to help you and put you aside from the thousands of people who are trying to get a job offer in Canada. So with that being said, I hope I was able to answer most of the questions in my earlier video and address most of the things that you had concerns about. The policy that has been introduced, it's only for visitors who are currently already within Canada. So any new visitors coming into Canada once the borders open, I'm not sure if it would apply to them or not. At this point, it does not apply to them, well, because major factor, the borders are closed. And secondly, once the borders do restart to open, then it might be that they might extend the policy, they might change the policy around, they might allow this to be a permanent thing. But for now, it's just a temporary policy in place to help out the visitors in Canada and help out the employers in Canada. So I hope that I was able to answer all the questions, and I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, I love bringing new content, new things to you guys, so hit the subscribe button and keep watching our videos for all the latest advice and updates. If you do need a consultation, I'll be leaving the link in the description of this video. You can head over to that and book a consultation with us, where we review your application and we see which program you qualify for. Additional to that, you can access our website and our Instagram, where we put daily updates on whatever is going on in the immigration world. So I hope you have a great day and a great week ahead of you. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.